Hey, Brian from Garage Hall. Today I have this Garvey hydraulic ramp. So basically what it is it's a traditional car ramp, but at the front of it, it has like a hydraulic lift to it, so you can increase the overall height once you get it onto the ramp. Otherwise, under normal circumstances, the height of the ramp would probably be too steep for the average vehicle. Anyway, let's open this up, see everything that we get inside. Then we'll bring it outside and we will put on my Ram 1500 pickup truck onto that, just to kind of give you an idea of the strength, since that's probably one of the larger vehicles I have. But anyway, so let's open this box up, see what we get. And I have somebody outside leaf blowing, so if you hear a blower going, that's what that is. And this is packed really, really well. So basically you can kind of see that. So it's not going to be something I can lift out of the box. So let's just cut the box out of the way completely. Okay. So it looks like that's one of the hydraulic jack pieces. Let me get this ramp piece down. And I'm hearing a couple screws rolling around. So yes, so there are two smaller screws. And let's get this down out of the way. And put those two set screws there. And it looks like jack arms are rolling away from me. So we'll get that out of the way too. So that is your instruction manual. Okay, so the jack has definitely gotten pushed around during shipping. We will remount that, but just kind of, let's do a quick test on the jack. So that is going to be your handle. And then that will raise the jack up for you. And then you have a set screw here, so you can kind of definitely balance that out. And then just release that. Now we'll release the pressure and then back down. So if your jack moves during shipping, let's try to set this up properly. And it looks like this ramp comes up like that. And those are your two locks underneath, so you can kind of see them. So as the ramp gets pushed up, you do have some set points that you can put that in, and then lock that in for some extra safety. And then let's take that out completely. And then we're going to mount this jack in here. So we'll probably mount it, I think, that position or that position. So let's put this back in here, because it has a little round plate that you have to match the jack up to. So we kind of capture that. Okay, so that looks like that's going to be about center. So it looks like we're going to put that right there. And then it comes with these two bolts. So put that one down there. Now I'll just get this oiler mounted in there. Kind of hold that sideways, and then we'll put the nuts that we had loosened up on the bottom. Okay. So just kind of give you an idea of configuration. So if you're going to be jacking this is going to be basically, I guess, your passenger side ramp. So when you're mounting that on, you know exactly where to mount that properly. And then we'll turn that back down. And then let's tighten this back up again. Torque that down. Again, make sure that's good. We'll line this up. That sets pretty good on there. And then again, so this will be your passenger side. And then basically, you'll be jacking this up. So again, it goes pretty high, but the maximum height that you want to have is basically, so you have 3 holes. So your top third hole, so those are your locks. Okay, so that's good. Let's get a tape measure. So that will give you an overall height of 13 inches from the bottom of that plate. So that's a pretty good lift. And then again, pull your locks out. And then hit this. And then that will go down for you. Obviously, when you have some weight on it, it'll be a lot easier. And we'll just lock that up. But yeah, so that is your one ramp. Let me put the other side together and then let's go outside and test it out. So stay tuned. Okay, so make sure that you have your wheels lined up properly on either side. And now we're going to drive up onto them and make sure that you have the crank part of the bottle jack in correct position. And let me drive up onto them. Okay, before you start jacking, make sure that you are nice and level, which we're pretty good. And we're going to put some wheel chocks at the back so the vehicle doesn't roll. Okay, so that's nice and situated. So now we're going to jack this up. So again, put this into a bottle jack. Then you want to put your locking pin in. We'll go to the other side.
Let's get the third hole, I think. And then that's the third. That's the third hole on this side. And then let's go back on this side and we'll get that side up a little bit more. All right, we'll get this up to the third. Put that locking pin in. Then we'll just jack that up.
Okay, so that is jacked up completely. So you got a pretty high profile on that. Let me show you what it looks like underneath from the front. And then that gives you pretty good access to most of the stuff that's under there. And easy enough to work on and nice and stable. So on here, it is a little uneven just because mainly it's on a stone driveway. So you can still put the pin up here for safety, and then we'll just pull that one out. And then we'll drop this down a little bit so we can remove this pin. So that pin comes out and it's nice and stable and controlled. We're just gonna lower it down a little bit to the first side. We're gonna stop it and go to the other side. Then we'll pull these pins out, and then we'll lower this side completely all the way down. Nice, slow, and controlled. Okay, so that's the end of that. Back over to this side. And then we'll lower this down completely. Okay. Tighten it down. Now we'll back the vehicle off after we take out the wheel chocks. And super easy to use. Anyway, Brian from Garage Hall, thanks for watching and be safe out there.